107.3 Darling FM. I am Paul the Magician.
And I'm Zandas, Okeke Otigba. Good morning.
Yes, so we are back here to review newspaper headlines from the local and national front. And we have Uncle Bob Jemanze, who is an elder statesman here in the studio with us. He's an opinion molder, and he will be helping with the newspaper review. Good morning.
Good morning, and God bless you.
Yes. Well, we'll start from the local tabloids we have here.
All right, let's start with should we start with Nigerian News Guide?
Okay.
How IPOB VP designate was killed in joint military operation. You know, that took the social media space over the weekend. In fact, till now, it's all about insecurity in the country. But this headline here says how IPOB VP designates was killed in joint military operation. Let's get your thoughts on that, Uncle Bob.
I think that IPOB VP thing is misplaced. It's a misnomer. You see, IPOB has become a victim of their own miscalculation. They could do what other people are doing and still do it and get away. But they must realize how we are being treated in our own area, in the country that we say belong to all of us. We are marginalized, yes, we are. But nobody should let himself be used as scapegoat. A lot of things that are going wrong now are being placed on IPOB. And the former IG was hasty, very hasty, in declaring or recommending that IPOB be declared a terrorist group. Now, this is an agitated people, and they are trying to express themselves. They may be fomenting trouble unnecessarily, but these are misguided children who, I've always said, aside of education, you need orientation. There hasn't been proper orientation. Now they are being made victims of what they themselves are not in control of, because nothing is good or bad but thinking makes it so. Now, a young man is being referred to as vice president of IPOB. Who is the president of IPOB?
Good question.
So when you look at that, you see we're encouraging this. And so long as we keep hiding under IPOB and perpetuating, hoping it will not be perpetuated, some heinous crime. Because as soon as the perpetuation comes in, we have another Boko Haram in our hands.
All right, let's look at this other headline. Uzodinma in cold war with his deputy, Njoko, plots his impeachment. Do you have any inkling to?
On a personal note, I don't think that headline is correct. There's mutual respect. There's a good understanding. But some of these things are being dropped to see if they could create both dissension and division in a setting. Not too long ago, it was rumored that some elders of Owerri zone were plotting the removal of Placid Njoko.
Yeah.
And funny enough, they were situating another Njoko as a replacement. Then you ask yourself, what's the difference between the two Njokos? When both are qualified, you start looking for disqualifying factors. There is nothing so far that will warrant anybody to disqualify Placid Njoko for the role he's playing. And I must say too, the governor himself, incidentally, is a man that runs a micro administration. So and Placid Njoko is someone sensitive that he does not want to cross into your private space. So I don't see the area of conflict between the two of them.
Besides,
all right.
It will take a legislative voting to remove the
impeachment, but they have to come up with allegations first.
Yes, they have to come up with that. You see, this impeachment thing in Imo State, don't forget, the, do I call him erstwhile or former governor, was using it as a tool. He tried to mess up Jude Abaso, with impeachment, which has now been cleared.
Exactly.
Which has now been cleared. And I don't like to use the word I. When he tried it on Eze Madumere, I went to court. And I faltered all the documents he presented, forged documents. It's unfortunate that at that level, where you are supposed to be excellent, and you are referred to as excellency, you could forge documents, present them to court, and I must give credit to the judge who handled that matter. Because as the impeachment case was going on, mine was also going on simultaneously. So when they presented their documents, when my own matter comes up, I present documents to counter those ones, certified. In fact, in one particular case, they brought on a document to show that one Madumere or something, Madumere somebody went to prison, and that they believe that it was this particular Madumere. I applied and got all the Madumeres that have been either indicted or had gone to prison. And I said to them, you also have one person there in your House of Assembly who incidentally was party to this particular allegation against the Madumere. And I say he is the one. So it required him to come and deny that this particular Madumere is not his own. Then how do we establish this other one? And that issue was dropped. You see, so this impeachment thing, I think we should overgrow it.
Agree with you.
All right.
Let's move to Announcer Express. We have here ex-Imo NUJ chairman Oyeneke defects to APC. All right, you can get details on page 2. We have here Mbitoli APC leaders declare total support for Governor Uzodimma. Also from Announcer Express, insecurity. Southeast governors Ohaneze condemn attack on Uzodimma's home, urge federal government to fish out perpetrators. I think that's where we have your thoughts. The fact that the Southeast governors, Ohaneze, even religious leaders, all met in Enugu yesterday to fashion a way forward out of what we are going through.
Well, let me start that Fidel Oyeneke has a right, constitutionally and otherwise, to associate with any group of his choice. And I don't think it's made it public that he has now become a full-blown politician. I know he's in the academic field.
Yes.
So, but if they think that it gives mileage to any political party and he decides to join them and accept him, all well and nice. Now, on the security issue, I think the Southeast governors are a bit lackadaisical in their attitude and approach to this security issue. The attack on Uzodimma is not an attack on Hope Uzodimma, no. It's an attack on Imo people, an attack on the on the psyche of the people. Some aggrieved elements are trying to see whether they can create a situation that will warrant the federal government declaring a state of emergency in Imo State. And then you prune it down. Who are these people? Luckily, the MBC and PDP agitation has dropped completely. And that has dropped because of the achievement that Uzodimma has put in place. Before, he was being blamed for the bad roads. He was being blamed for everything that was wrong. But he was quiet and continued working. Now, a few of us shared the sentiment of the governorship coming to Owerri Zone. In fact, one of the first beneficiaries of Ihedio's administration was me. Because the CCECC company that was awarded the contract to do the fire service to Obo was at my instance. It was at my instance. So that formed what makes so many people want this governorship to be on their side. But incidentally, I also say, in my relationship, I've been central. I haven't been from Owerri Zone, Olu Zone, or Okigbe Zone. I must say, I thank God I enjoy equal respect in all the relationships, because when CCECC saw that Ihedio's had been removed from office, they dropped my understanding with them, and those of them dropped their understanding with government, because he said to them, no, you cannot toy with this elder statesman. We can't stand his problem. Go and make up with them. And they came with a bet. They came thinking that they were dealing with somebody who placed values on material things. And I said to them, no. First of all, you must accept that there was an understanding between us. And then, if there will be concessions, we'll get back on them. And they were telling me, no, they now dealt with somebody else whom they knew through another source to the previous governor. I said, no, you're now going to deal with somebody else too, who you didn't know, with the present governor. So when you look at some of these things, if this was happening then, people would have been blaming Mbise people. They would have been blaming PDP. Unfortunately, even before takeoff, Mbise had started creating a nation. That was Mbise Nation. So it would have been easy to put this blame on them, but they should thank God. Now you say, who else could be behind this? Who else? They try to use IPOB as an escape valve. But it can't be IPOB, because using IPOB has in fact created a toll gate for the police. You cannot imagine that because they came across a text message of a counsel seeking legal advice from a senior advocate who was a foremost Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in this state, and a professor with his silk, they went and whisked him away from his house by 7 in the night. That the Commissioner of Police wanted him to come and clear his relationship with IPOB. Would you believe, after every intervention, they kept him, a man that is over 80 years, I'm talking of Professor Francis Dike, SAN, overnight?
Staying in police custody?
A
former chief judge.
Carrying his, in fact, he didn't take his palliative. At this age, we all live with correctives and palliatives. He didn't take his own. By the time I went to the police, by 4 o'clock the next day, through proxies, they had already negotiated his release on a bail is free term of 100,000 naira. But believe you me, I got that money out back from them, and I got Francis Dike released. Now, the CP may not be aware that this type of thing is happening within his command. So we are setting up some precedents. Aside of Francis Dike, funny enough, as soon as this happened, a number of other people that started coming to me. Architect Ugoji had to pay 100,000 naira. So we the Igbos, we the Imo people, are the ones creating the situation where we are enslaved.
But the governor has put this whole issues in the state to political actors.
That's where I'm coming to.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying we have, we have misplaced this issue by putting it on IPOB, and a people are now using it to extort money from our people. Now, who therefore do you think could be behind this attack? The political elite keep attack dogs. It's not a hidden thing that when Okorocha was here as governor, he had his attack dog. Everything that happened, in fact, the thing gave Ohajebema very bad name, because they were now being used to attack any little situation. Now, what Uzodinma has found himself in the attempt to recover the looted property of Imo people, has agitated a very violent and vicious group led by one who has no respect for law and order. One who thinks he can cow down even the federal government, and by default or otherwise have found himself in the red chambers.
Some will argue that the attacks are not just happening in Imo State, they're also happening in the other states in the southeast. And so limiting it to political actors in Imo State might not really explain the magnitude of this situation.
No. The attack in other states are totally different from the attack in Imo State. We don't have henchmen here. We will soon be introducing them, because those behind this particular heinous thing have a basic language understanding with even henchmen. As soon as they bring them in now, the whole thing will expatiate. It's looking like child's play for us. Last night I woke up, they said House of Assembly was on fire. That was not true. It wasn't on fire. But that's how this fake news come about. And by the time it does, now that place becomes a target. Now at Oji, there was what you don't know whether it was armed robbery attack or this same type of attack that we are experiencing. When you look at the first
police official statement says armed robbery attack. So
good. So if police says it's armed robbery attack,
I think we'll hold your thoughts there.
Yes.
We'll go for a quick break.
We're due for some commercials, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
If you don't know the transfer news, you might tell your friends your team has the top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your friends your team has the top striker, they might loudly disagree. If they loudly disagree, the whole viewing center might get involved. If the whole viewing center gets involved, you might lose the argument. If you lose the argument, you might kick the floor in frustration. Before things get out of hand, settle it with Google Search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and so much more on your Google app.
Ew, Nasco conflicts bụ ibe ma jupụta n'ọtụtụ ihe na-edozi ahụ n'ihi na ọgwụ ọka ahaziri nke ọma ka ejiri mee ya. A gbasoro usoro dịka chi siri kee ya, nke mere ka ihe niile na-edozi ahụ nke dị n'ime ọka nọsi ike n'ime Nasco conflicts maka idozi ahụ, ụtọgbu ịgba nakwa ịdị mma zuru oke maka ahụike ezinụlọ niile. N'ihi ya, mgbe ọzọ ị na-aṅụ conflicts, gbaa mbọ hụ na ọ bụ Nasco conflicts bụ ọkacha mma. Nasco conflicts, ndozi ahụ zuru oke oge ọbụla.
Please sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn, then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stambik IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stambicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stambik IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
I want tori about Mr. Johnson and his family, but na Asante give me the tori, na so I go follow gist you. So they talk say Mr. and Mrs. Johnson
to meet for yonder. But I'm not dey sure where Mr. and Mrs. Johnson for meet, sha. I'm not dead there. But anyways, sha, make I continue the story.
Nobody fit tell your tori pass you. Now the reason why, if you want enjoy family love story, correct Naija gist wey go make you laugh. Follow gun body with the Johnsons on Top Africa Magic Family. Get your GoTV decoder, GoTenna, and 1 month GoTV Jolly subscription for only 6,900 naira to enjoy better Naija drama, film, sports, and telenovela. GoTV, love it.
Yes, I won it! Oh my gosh! Guys, since I joined Biggie Bet, I've been cashing out steadily. You don't mean it! Look at you! Let me tell you, they offer bigger odds, 315% accumulator bonus, got one bonus, and you can even cash out anytime, whether in the shops or online. They also have the best virtual games and jackpots. You see, they even pay winnings instantly. Guy, choose bigger rewards. Visit www.biggiebet.com to claim your 120% welcome bonus now. Biggie Bet, bigger reward, bigger life.
The BBC News World Service app makes listening to your favorite programs on your phone even easier. And for times when you can't use Wi-Fi or data to listen, just hit the call to listen button in the middle of the screen.
This is the BBC World Service.
Call to listen is only available in selected territories. For dial-up news services, standard geographic mobile charges will apply. Please check with your provider for exact cost before calling. Download the BBC News World Service app from your usual store.
OneXBet, huge wins from high odds all the way with the fastest payout. Take more for winning advantages from your deserving bets on all sports. Because with OneXBet, everyone can win. What about you? Visit our website on onexbet.ng. Use promo code BETNG and get up to 200% bonus on your first deposit. Yes, 200% bonus on your first deposit. OneXBet. Bets for every taste.
Please, sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn, then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stanbicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Easy to install, durable tiles with quality. Resistant to earthquake, accessible heat and cold.
Wow, it's trending! Luxury Building and Accessories Limited has brought to you Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. It comes in 2 types: Galaxy roof tiles and luxury roof tiles by Peru, with interesting qualities like lightweight, easy to install, economically priced, fireproof, non-cracking, non-tearing, non-calling, resistant to earthquakes, typhoons, excessive heat and cold. Less labor. Structure of the steel roof tiles is superb. We have shingle, bond, classic, shake, Roman, Milano, Pisa, slate, etc. The color does not change. What are you waiting for? Go for tiles that can last for you. Durable with quality Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Call us on 070-40-333-333.
Italian stone chip coated roof tile is my choice.
Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Built with quality.
If you no sabi transfer news, you fit tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker, dem fit shout dey follow you argue.
No way.
If dem shout dey follow you argue, everybody for viewing center fit shook mouth for the matter. If dem shook mouth for the matter, you fit fall your hand for the matter. If you fall your hand for the matter, you fit kick bench as you dey vex. Abeg, before you enter yawa, settle the matter with Google search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and anything wey concern football with your Google app.
Every morning you wake up.
Omo, na to also to the urgent 2K.
Yet prospects snub you as you call out to them from your half-empty shop.
My sister, they come buy from me now.
Waiting, they won't buy from your empty shop self.
At Finca Microfinance Bank, we provide impactful and responsible financial services to enable small and medium businesses grow and expand.
Bros, I just see my customers the entire shop. I say my see wetin dey happen.
My brother, I go Finca Microfinance Bank and they sama me better loan where I use buy more goods for my shop. Then come get savings package them where we say I don't need waka enter their bank to withdraw or paying money. As them get agents everywhere. Even USSD code where I fit use my phone run transfer and other transaction. Bank will open Monday to Saturday. Na better bank be that.
For further inquiries, visit Finca Microfinance Bank at number 20 Wedro Road or any of our branches at Relief Market, Amarako, Umuaka, Akokwa, Nwidi, Olu, Naze, Mbisi, Okigwe, or any of our agents. You can call us on 0701 777 1072 or 0704 77 08 777.
Okay, ma go hustle my own urgent 2K.
Abi, you dey go Finca.
Finca, building tomorrow together.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
You're still tuned to 107.3 Darling FM. It's 27 minutes past 9, and Bob Njemaze is still our guest. Well, before the commercials, you were responding to a newspaper headline on Announcer Express that says insecurity. Southeast governors Ohaneze condemn attack on Uzodima's home, urge federal government to fish out perpetrators. And we're going to land on your train of thoughts, but I'd also like to share some of the accept of the communique after the meeting in Enugu, which they are preferring as a way out of all of these incessant attacks. They agreed that Ibubagu would need legislative backing, and they mandated that the Attorney Generals and Commissioners for Justice of the Southeast states should come together and give a constitutional backing to Ibubagu. They also said they are in full support of restructuring of state police, and open grazing remains banned, and they're going to see that enforcement begins. They also talked about relying on Ohaneze Ndigbo to set up a committee that will engage the people of the Southeast so that peace and security can be fostered, and that people can engage with Ohaneze Ndigbo and share whatever grievance that is making the place restive. All of this was shared with the press. As we look at what is playing out in Imo State and your postulation, and also the comment from the governor of Imo State saying they're political actors, do you think these suggestions from the Southeast governors would solve what is going on in Imo State right now?
Well, if it doesn't solve it completely, it will reduce it, it will minimize it.
Okay.
But I think they are very late. They are very, very late in coming up with the realization that for them to establish Ibubagu, they needed legislative backing. It means that we lack proper advice or advisors. You see, when issues of this nature come, we must accept that the West is ahead of us. Yeah. They are ahead of us. They put everything in place before coming out. We sing our song before we write the music.
Thank you.
And so when we now play it, it's discordant. It's discordant. So now they have found out that there were certain mistakes, and they are picking up these things. They should do it with dispatch. There had been attacks in Anambra State before. There have been attack on Enugu State, but these are places that border with the north. Imo is the heartland. Is the heartland. For any such attack to take place here, it has to do with infiltration. But what is happening now is not infiltration. It's an internal thing. Internal thing that is being generated. And if we're not careful, and we give it the impression that, oh, it's herdsmen, it's Hypob, it's Boko Haram. By the time the thing gets properly situated, this place will be worse than Northeast. And you see, we are unfortunate that we do not know that we are hated for what we are loved and loved for what we are hated. Our resourcefulness, our ingenuity. Look, Shekarau has been leading Boko Haram for God knows how long. Jonathan was quiet about it. So there was no importance of Shekarau.
Right.
But Boko Haram is a bigger terrorist organization than IPOB would ever imagine to grow. But as soon as IPOB showed up, with who as his leader, Nnamdi Kanu, Nnamdi Kanu, and you say to yourself, who is Nnamdi Kanu? But they highlighted him. They arrested him and ceded some measure of importance to him as a way to destroy any form of strength that the Igbos might gather.
You think it was deliberate?
Yes, it was deliberate.
To magnify the importance of Nnamdi Kanu?
Yes, to see if they can annihilate. Look, Zig them had Zig's Vanguard. Huh?
Yeah.
Awolowo had his own. Saddam had his own. But these are no vanguards of the present administrations. Are you hearing about Wazirike again?
No.
He's living in comfort now. And Nnamdi Kanu trained under him. So, they have made him. Anything you do now lends more weight and importance to him. Our people, particularly the elites, and those in government and governance, must stop their unnecessary competition among themselves.
Uncle Bob is like, I like the last part of your statement. The elites need to stop the competition because it appears they are also fueling the entire issue, talking from ethnic and tribal backgrounds, and nobody is willing to hit the nail on the head from the center right there in Abuja down to the state level. Do you see the elite coming together and saying, listen, we need to nip this in the bud before it blows out of our hands? Is that possible?
No, if you try it, they betray you.
So how are we going to solve the problem?
Well, it is a problem that might find its solution. Look, the essence of war is peace. And so when you are in war, you are fighting. Where you cannot dialogue, one party must die. And when one party dies, there is peace. The situation we have in our hand is such that we keep shouting, lion, lion, lion. Meanwhile, you're shouting to see whether your brother in the next compound will run out and see that you are the lion. Because there's no lion there. He will devour you. So we need to get back, believe in ourselves, get together, and know we have a battle in front to face. Like in Imo State now, Uzodinma is not the problem. Remove him and put another person there. The whole thing will continue.
Yes, but the spokesperson for IPOB is already talking tough, talking about reprisal, talking about those who are responsible for the killing of Ikonso. We face, have sleepless. So it's almost...
Sorry, if you were him, what would you do? That lends some weight and importance to him. That's what it is. He's already in a doldrum. So what else do you expect him to do? He that is down needs fear no fall. So he's talking, like you put it, tough.
All right. Professor Wole Soyinka has actually advised the federal government to seek international help in quelling insecurity in Nigeria. Do you toe that line of thought?
Oh, I do, because Wole Soyinka is a man that's never run away from trouble. No. He doesn't run away from trouble. But he doesn't go for trouble. He doesn't. But if you carry your trouble to him, be rest assured he's going to match you with it. Not the fickle-minded people we have today. No?
Well, as of this morning, we're learning that Boko Haram overran a battalion headquarters, killing an army commander with 30 soldiers.
Is it now 30? Earlier on it was said 16.
Okay, so People's Gazette is saying 30.
Okay.
This is the situation playing out in the north where, bandits, Boko Haram take the war to the soldiers' camp and of course, rustle people's means of livelihood. Down south here, you say it's an eternal affair. It's something that if we come together and resolve our issues peace may be restored. We will open the phone lines at this point because there's still a lot of angles to look at all of this insecure security situation. However, one headline I would like for you to touch on before we open the phone line is this one that says, "At last, INEC issues certificate of return to Frankie Bezim," and it's on the front cover of Announcer Express.
Yes.
What's your thought on that?
Well, I had made a comment on that in this particular studio.
Okay.
It's good they exhausted all the legal aspects of that listing, but I still hold something against INEC. I still hold that's personal to me. If the party, and we must try to resolve this, if a party didn't have a candidate, and the party cannot be said to have won an election. But operating the way we are, considering all the things there was no other alternative to Frank Ibezim.
Okay.
He is the candidate of APC, accepted by APC, confirmed by the court. So what was the point delaying in issuing him a certificate of return? Now, what were they playing at? If you look at the last case, Ararume was sharp enough to go and get, and that is where the judiciary becomes an issue, to go and get a high court to order INEC to issue him a certificate of return. That is, looking at what Rochas had done, after he picked up his own result by duress, and INEC said, we are going to fight this to the end. Then he goes to court, and the court says, issue him a certificate of return. He's still parading himself today as a senator. If Ibezim was not lucky enough to have had the Supreme Court confirm him as the candidate of APC, obeying that order of Taiwo of the High Court, Ararume would have gone in there. So what is this doing to our political, to the politics of this country? What is it? Somehow we must learn that what is bad, and we stand up to check it. The strength that Rochas has today in confronting a sitting governor and manipulating even the security situation in the place is because he enjoys the courtesy as a senator of this republic they call Nigerian Federation.
What are your thoughts? Let's bring in callers waiting to join the conversation.
All right, the number is 0815-050-1073. That's the number to call. Remember to turn down the volume on your radio sets, and please go straight to the point.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Prince Emma Okwana, calling from Otigba in Olo local government.
All right, go on.
Good morning, Ndabo.
Good morning, and God bless you.
I've been listening to you just as I have been doing before the elections and after the elections. And like you tried to fix Onyeneke, I'm here to fix you where you actually belong. Because I do not know if, like the Igbo say, the fish comes out of the water to tell you that the crocodile is sick. Who is to verify that? What am I trying to say? It appears you are leaving your flowers hanging. We don't know where you belong again. And we are in Zare. Coming to the security situation in the southeast, I have said it severally, and even in Nigeria, that if somebody hides something and is looking for that thing, and somebody comes in and starts going towards the place where he hid that thing, he will tell the person, don't go there. I already searched is what is happening in Nigeria, from the federal to the state, whether we like it or not. The earlier the Igbo man puts on his thinking cap and thinks about himself, rather than all this bravado, all this abracadabra going around, we continue to rigmarole till the coming of Jesus Christ. Right. God help us.
Thank you.
You can imagine my drift. Thank you.
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution.
All right. On our live Facebook page, Ugwe Zumba Nwachuk says, "Good morning, Paul, Zandas, and good morning, Sir Njamanze, our guest. I am just sick and afraid of the security condition in Imo and Southeast. I still suggest that traditional leaders should try as much as possible to get fortified vigilante group to help protect the communities. I also pray that God should give our leaders the wisdom to follow this situation right." Benedict Martin says, "Good morning, all. This is MC Thunder from Okuku. In Owerri West, Okuku is bleeding and crying again. We lost our gallant sons in Governor's house on Saturday. Civil Defense Officer Mr. Obina Okore. Our leaders should sit up and address the IPOB agitation issues now because it will escalate."
Well, I think that our hope now is on Ohaneze.
We'll just take this. Okay, we wanted to take a call that has been begging for attention.
On Ohaneze. Yes. Because one of the things that Okorocha did, which we're all suffering from, is the balkanization of the ruling class. We don't have races in Imo State again. There has to be a holistic review and appraisal of who qualifies to go with that appellation of Eze. So the people are not even listening to them. The people are not, you see, that suggestion he's making, getting this thing. But the Ohaneze group, if you listen to George Obiozo's interview not too long ago, you can see pragmatism with diplomacy. He accepts that the Igbo man is marginalized. He accepts that there's agitation here. But he proffers a solution based on recognition and dialogue. We must create a situation where our discordant tunes will make sense and create room for dialogue.
Good thing he's been given the mandate to set up a committee to that effect.
Yes.
So we wait for the outcome of that.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That it's been placed in the right...
will the committee be respected by those feeling aggrieved?
That's why I said we have to wait.
Okay, we have to wait and see.
Let's take another call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Akanuma Princess, calling from Owerri.
All right, go on.
Good morning, Paul. Good morning, and Bob.
Good morning. Thank you.
I think one of the problems we are having in Igbo land, Nigeria, is blame game. We keep on blaming our past leaders and their past politicians for all the problems and problems we are passing through. We keep on blaming voters, blaming this person, blaming that person. Let this sitting governor face the security issues squarely. If I thought he thinks that anyone, any politician is behind what is happening in Imo State, then let him call the person's name. And if we are blaming past politicians, then who are we to blame for the ones that are happening in Enugu, Anambra, Aceh, and the Ebonyi State? They will have to also blame the past governors and the past or aggrieved politicians. I'm not in any way a support of what happened at the governor's house in Okuma. But at the same time, I don't like the issue of blaming past leaders. If you think anyone is behind what is happening, then call the person's name and let the Imolites decide what to do with the person. And I'm not saying I want to say it.
Thank you, because of time.
The governor of Imo State has called the IPOB and ESN people together. Dialogue, as we have going to the
Okay. Because of time, sorry, we have to take another call quickly. Hello, good morning. Hello? Oh, you had to take this call. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, please turn down the volume on your radio.
Okay, I've done that.
Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Mike Otuonye from Okeke Road.
All right, go on.
Yes, in as much as what has happened to the governor is condemnable, nobody is supposed to do another thing. But I see this government tending towards arbitrariness. Like, they destroyed a property at Dimbise Road. A property the owner said that has all documents. The government has not even bothered to pay compensation, not even considered even talking to the owners of the building. The governor just said, pull down this house, and they are pulling down somebody's personal sweat that was done since 1982. What have you to say about that? And these are the kind of things that will create insecurity in the state, because a lot of people will see it and get agitated and they will feel bad. And anything can happen from what is happening in the state. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I interject?
Are we being too hasty
Yes,
in our conclusion about what is really fueling the insecurity?
Yeah, you see, let me interject in this particular issue.
Okay, okay.
I noticed when that thing was happening. I also approached some functionaries of government. There was a fundamental mistake, because when that particular building was called to the attention of the governor, I tried to reach the owner of the property, and his documents and everything were in order. But there's this thing about overreaching one's authority or powers, and we may be acting in certain situations to look at what we think is the intended result and refuse to approach. It's like having a surgical operation without anesthetics. They did it in River State, and the governors there went, apologized, and paid proper compensation.
Okay.
I don't think that this particular administration is one that would like to leave such a sore image with it. I'm sure by the time the governor is back and tidied down on some of these things, he is going to address that issue. It is not a particularly healthy issue. It's unlike the destruction of Emoghene Acho's house, which Rogers, out of some vindictiveness, I tried to find out if the governor knew the owners of that property, and if he had any personal reasons or political to want to just give them 7 days out of here and bulldoze the entire thing.
All right, just hold your thoughts. We'll do for another commercials. When we return, more calls, more comments, and of course, we'll continue with Bob Njemaze. Stay tuned.
If they loudly disagree, the whole viewing center might get involved. If the whole viewing center gets involved, you might lose the argument. If you lose the argument, you might kick the floor in frustration. Before things get out of hand, settle it with Google Search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and so much more on your Google app.
It starts with great odds that only gets bigger. A game with the right shots on targets. A payout that is maxed with the best bonus offer. There are more ways to win on BetKing. Join today and claim 100% welcome bonus. Don't miss your shots. Visit betking.com to sign up today. BetKing, playground for king.
Expressions without words won't have it any other way. Moments will feel joy. Been lost in the moment, the freedom. You will find that's what's celebrating. Bring your moment to life. Find your satisfaction in the nourishing trend and sparkling. Celebrate a little way, making big differences. In the nourishing trend and sparkling.
Enjoy in red grape. grape, white grape, peach variants, Valletta sparkling fruit drink. Celebrate every moment. Another premium product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
Please, sir, how do I get to Retire Well Crescent?
It's easy. Just go straight on longitude 155. Take a 360-degree turn. Then traverse on the trajectory. And bam, you enter the streets. You can't miss it.
At Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, we believe that preparing for the future should be easy. Email switch to pensionsolution@stanbicibtc.com and let our experienced managers help you get started. Stanbic IBTC Pension Managers, a member of Standard Bank Group.
Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Easy to install, durable tiles with quality. Resistant to earthquake, assessing heat and cold.
Wow, it's trending! Luxury Building and Accessories Limited has brought to you Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. It comes in 2 types: Galaxy roof tiles and luxury roof tiles by Peru, with interesting qualities like lightweight, easy to install, economically priced, fireproof, non-cracking, non-tearing, non-calling, resistant to earthquakes, typhoons, excessive heat and cold, less labor. Structure of the steel roof tiles is superb. We have shingle, bond, classic, shake, Roman, Milano, Pisa, slate, etc. The color does not change. What are you waiting for? Go for tiles that can last for you. Durable with quality Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Call us on 070-40-333-333.
Italian stone chip coated roof tile is my choice.
Italian stone chip coated roof tiles. Built with quality.
If you no sabi transfer news, you fit tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker.
What are you talking about?
If you tell your padi say na your team get correct top striker, dem fit shout dey follow you argue.
No way.
If dem shout dey follow you argue, everybody for viewing center fit shook mouth for the matter. If dem shook mouth for the matter, you fit fall your hand for the matter. If you fall your hand for the matter, you fit kick bench as you dey vex. Abeg, before you enter yawa, settle the matter with Google search. Get the latest football news, live scores, transfers, probabilities, and anything wey concern football with your Google app.
ShopRite's baby promotion is now on, where you save even more on everything your baby needs. Buy any 2 Huggies disposable pants at 5,999 naira, 99 kobo, or buy any 2 Molfix baby pants at 7,999 naira, 99 kobo. All prices valid till the 9th of May 2021.
For lower prices you can trust always.
107.3 Darling FM.
The People's Radio.
All right, welcome back. Let's take comment from Facebook.
All right. Mochechidi Edeji says, good morning, Paul, Zandas, and the guests in the studio. The rise of insecurity in Imo State and the attack on the governor's home should have been an eye-opener that no one is safe in a long while in Imo State. The governor should stop his unguarded comments. He should keep praise singers and politics aside and call for a security summit to know how and why things degenerated to such extent and how to remedy the situation. Okorodon Chuks Izundu says, Praise Bob, please speak like an elder statesman. The government of Hope Uzodinma talks too much without proper investigation. The attack on his house is an opener to our political actors. They are taking the citizens for granted. I'll take one more. Okay, another person, Okorodon Chuks Izundu says, Praise Bob. So you are proudly telling Owerri Zone that you stopped the contract of CCC Emekuku Mbise Road because of your personal interest. God bless you. Before you react to that one, I'll take one more. Let the government come out with the truth and stop the pretense. They all know the problem. Fighting IPOB can never be the solution.
Who said that?
That's okay. That's from Good Luck Ibekwe.
Okay.
Well, let me start. They say when there's loss of pressure in the aircraft, even those with infants should first of all take care of themselves.
Yeah.
I did not stop the contract. That contract was stopped because they failed to keep to terms of their understanding. And that's the courtesy I enjoy by virtue of what I represent in Imo State. So it was a question of recognition that, look, this, you have an understanding with this man. And by and large, without being arrogant about it, we respect the man's integrity. So go and sort it out with him within this space of time. And if you don't, we will re-award it to somebody else. I think that's just courteous. And if I go out of my way to fight the cause of other people, like the building that was pulled down on Umbise Road, I told you I've already generated discussions on it with the establishment. And all the facts I have are in favor of the young man whose building was pulled down. I'm not contracted for it. I'm not a hawker. But I will not let him drown. I will make sure that the government, to the best of the ability of both parties, find a way
to compensate him.
You know, because the government would not want to live with any dirty patch or saw on it. And that's what's creating problems. Somebody talked about the past governments. Look, the first thing you read there, I was totally in support.
Security summit.
Totally in support. That person captured my own destiny about a way out of the security quagmire we have. Not a question of attacking people and interests and all that. And in any case, there can't be two Jesus Christ. Only one.
All right. Let's squeeze in one more call before we take your concluding statement. We are due for the news headlines. Good morning.
Good morning, guests in the studio. Good morning, my good friend Paul and Zandas. My name is Chief Jude Ubaja.
We appreciate if you keep it to 30 seconds because of time.
The attack on the governor's home and the system walls in the state. The other local testimony that all is not well security-wise in the state. And should be a clear and wake-up call for our governor, who knows are the chief security officer of the state, and our security agents to actually be more proactive in this regard. Since nobody knows who storm is going to be tomorrow, even the security agents cannot be sure because most of them have already put security policies in this regard. And I call on our governor to go relief from the former governor of Imo State, to establish more complementary security outfits that was able to actually fight this security like kidnapping, autism, and the like. I mean, the hands down.
Chief Jude, we apologize because of time. We won't be able to let you finish. We only have a minute left. So, your concluding statement.
Well, my concluding statement is, you see, for whatever loyalty is, you can see between Jude Ubaja and Rochas Okorocha because even the devil has his own angels. But I would call on the past governor to please sheath his sword. And the attack on the institution or establishment using Rochas as an excuse is a terrible affront on Igbo people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And that's where we ended for today's edition of The People's Voice. We must thank sincerely Uncle Bob Njemazi, an elder statesman and an opinion molder, for making our time to join us for today's edition. Thank you.
God bless you.
I am Paul the Magician.
And I'm Zandas, Okeke Otigba.
Let's bring you the news headlines.